let the dogs out? Who 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 let the dogs out?
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Unleashed. It's Pup Twigs here in Orlando, Florida. And joining me all the way from Phoenix, Arizona is Pup Myah and Pup Zeus. How are you guys?
Hey, how you doing? We're doing great. So
I'm
excited to be
doing
here.
good. I guess you guys have got a pretty decent weather out there right now.
Yeah, it's actually like the perfect time of year. It's the perfect 10 days of the year where it's really nice.
Yeah, I figured we're just now starting to turn the heat on up here, but you guys have get a lot hotter. I know it's just a little drier than it is in Florida, so.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather be here during our worst summer days.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
You are probably right, yes. So I always get started and want to find out about how the pups have picked their names and also a little bit about the origin of maybe your hood colors. So do we want to start with Pup Myah first?
Sure.
Yeah, so it's actually a little bit private how my name came to be. If I give away too much, it would go a little too deep that I care to go even with most of my friends in the pup community.
Okay.
But I will say that it's a name of a nickname of a nickname that finally ended up with Maya, and I always found it very interesting when my friends would use Maya because it technically is a feminine name, but they attached it to me and it felt natural and safe.
Mhm.
And my colors, which are blue and primarily green, come from actually when I was first playing video games in my teens, and they first started letting us customize our characters. I
Mhm.
just was drawn to those colors, and they became my colors in every video game that I went forward with. And so when it came time to put together my personal brand,
And he looks so handsome in it too.
I
I
love it.
do
I
have
really do.
another
Yeah.
hood I have another hood which I call my dark version, which is just green and a black. So green's probably my primary color.
Okay.
And then for me, I got Zeus because I've always loved Greek mythology. Ever since I was a little kid, I was obsessed. I had this little like three-ring binder notebook that I would write my own little Greek god textbook about all of the facts I could find about the Greek gods. And so I chose Zeus because he's the god of gods, and
Hmm.
I'm the dog of dogs. And Zeus is also a slut, and so am I. So I guess it works out that way. And then black is just my favorite color. Black is all I ever wear ever. So it just made sense for me to have an all black hood. If you see
And
my
that
closet, just all black.
everything you go through, it's all one color.
Yes, everything matches with everything. It's great.
There's another story like the food on your hood though. That had part of it, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, the first time I put on my hood, I just felt this electric power. I just felt so empowered by the feeling of it. And of course, with Zeus being the big powerful god, I just immediately I knew it was Zeus because I didn't know what I wanted my name to
Hmm.
be. And I didn't even know if I really wanted to do pup play at all when I tried it. I just was curious and tried it on. But like I said, the second I put it on, it was Zeus from then on for me.
Well, there,
So
there you
yeah.
go. So tell me how you guys met.
Well, let's see. When we both became pups like 1 month apart,
Yeah.
but I don't think we actually really met until for a couple months, and our names got tossed around because we were both seeing that there wasn't a lot in their local community for stuff to do, and
Hmm.
so we were both planning little things. And so the people who previously and currently were running things, they're like, hey, leaders that we can activate. And so we were going to go to a coffee together in December, but that got canceled. Meanwhile,
Yeah, I mean, we just sort of my memory of how we met was that same kind of process where we were both sort of excited about the things that we wanted to do, and we were seeing that there was a lack of things to do, and we met at one of the pup nights in town here, the one and only pup night at the time, I just remember being like, oh my God, he's so cool. He has the same ideas as me. I would love to do more.
But really, you had Binks on earlier, right?
Oh, yes,
Our pup
Bink, a
Binks.
couple months ago. Yeah, or weeks ago.
So Binks was, or Binks's boy was friend of mine for over a year at the time, and
And I've known Binks for like 5 years
Oh,
before he
wow.
was Bink. It was
Yeah.
just
and Boy Binks was like, I'm like, you're just crazy enough to be a dog with me in this new journey, and he's all like, I don't know. And meanwhile, he then says, hey, I know another dog, Zeus. And I'm like, oh, I kind of just ran into them, but like we really didn't talk. And so Zeus and I,
we bonded over wanting to put that boy on a leash and drag him out to Pup Night.
Oh, nice.
so that would have been like, and when it worked, we're like, okay, we're starting a pack together with Binks, and then the other pup friend that I brought in, and that was the beginning of our pack, which we named Pack Scorch.
Mhm.
And because yeah, our little, oh, my collar tag's hidden, Pack Scorch, and then we also we both at that time, now that we're friends, now that we're running a pack together, we started leading together in the community. So
Yeah, and one thing sort of led to another, and it's been really fucking incredible.
Oh, I bet.
There's the first.
so
Well, that's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. And now, how long have you both been pups in the community, though?
So I became a pup in September 2021.
Okay.
Is that right? Is that not? September 22.
yeah.
September 22. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm not.
I was a month later, so yeah.
So about a year and
Like-
a half, somewhere in that range. Is
Yeah,
tracking
year and
pups
some
now.
change. Yeah.
Well, then you guys have seen a lot within that year and a half. What have you all
That's an
found?
understatement.
Well, what have y'all found that's been the easiest part of being a pup in the community? And then what has been the most difficult?
I'll start. I'll say, the easiest part for me is sort of the whole reason I fell in love with pup play is when I become Zeus, all the problems that I deal with during the day as a human, that doesn't matter, and I love just getting to throw away all the human crap and just be a
Agreed.
dog and have fun and make friends and be involved in the community and especially here in Phoenix, we've got such a beautiful, vibrant, special community that has grown so much in the last year. And that's just been like the most beautiful and really the easiest part is when you put this on, it's just like my shoulders relax. I have a sigh of relief and I get to feel true happiness that is unencumbered by the other stuff, the taxes and the bills and the interpersonal drama, the family crap, everything else goes away, and you just get to be a dog, and that's really fun and easy and magical, and that's really what I love about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, the easiest part, I would say making friends. I don't want to say that I've ever had a hard time making friends, but if you're not super beautiful, ideal body type in the gay community, you can definitely feel a little bit like on the sidelines. And when you encounter another pup, you're encountering a fellow weirdo, and a fellow, and I mean that lovingly, but a fellow weirdo, a fellow person who says, hey, I take myself just seriously enough to also put on a mask and pretend and take on dog traits for a day.
Yeah.
But one thing that we haven't gotten to yet, and I know will come up in the rest of our conversation, is how Zeus and I really truly are very involved leaders here in the Phoenix community. That's part of how we came together because we were both beginning to lead when we met.
Mhm.
But the most difficult part of being a pup, and I'm going to get a little emotional and candid here, is that people have a very hard time believing that you're leading for altruistic reasons.
Yeah.
The historical sexual element of pup play means there's a lot of people who assume that if you reach out to somebody on social media to say, hi, let me help get you involved in the community, that your intention is really, hi, I want to take you to my bedroom.
You're right.
And in February of last year, so when we only had was 3 weeks old and we were just planning our first events, I had the first of what would become an almost monthly attack from another person that basically said, hey, you're only doing this so that you could have sex with people. And it's like, no, I'm doing this because I love my community. I want to create queer safe spaces.
Yep.
I want to create a place that the trans pups and the straight female pups and the fellow weirdos can all have a home where we can be weird together and have fun. And people just have a very difficult time believing that.
Oh, yes.
And it's to get attacked over and over again and have like, passive aggressive comments or people talking behind your back. It is the worst part for sure for us, for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we've both to an extent had to experience it, but Maya certainly gets a lot of that negative attention, and it's very frustrating because all we ever want to do is to come together and lead, and we have certain skills and connections that give us that capability, and through our leadership and our teamwork, we hope to inspire others to lead. We hope to inspire other people, no matter who they are, where they came from, what's going on in their life, that they are welcome and loved and cherished and they belong as part of our community. And that's really what it comes down to for us. We love our community, and that's all we ever want to do is make it better, make it better.
And our pack is a celebration of individuals who are primarily like creatives and performers. Like we just did a takeover of a drag show and had our entire pack perform. And it's like, while some people will say, oh, you have a pack of, cute, small, younger guys, what I see is a pack full of beautiful people who are artists and performers who are willing to bare their soul on stage or through their art. And we mentor and teach and encourage and help them grow. And, if somebody wants to say it's because of sex, say it's because we're a chosen family. And it's hard to prove that when they have that opinion. So
people love to assume the number one way to make a stupid person is to make a crowd of people. And, when there's a bunch of people, they're going to have an opinion either way. So,
yeah.
But we like I said, we really just focus on making our community a better place. That's really what it comes down to for us. So.
And that's the way it should be and everything. So with you guys being kind of really community leaders in your community there in Arizona, what advice would you give to someone that's wanting to start to get into pup play?
Well, my biggest piece of advice is don't wait. I think if you are interested in it, find the people in your community that are also leaders and just do it. Just try it and see how it feels and see how it makes you feel. And on top of that, I would really like to give advice to not only the people who are wanting to start pup play, but I would like to give advice to the people who have been part of pup play for a long time, like the veterans, if you will, to welcome those new people with open arms and understand that it's an ever-changing world. And the way pup play looked, in the 70s and 80s is very different from what it looks like now. It's really evolved into this beautiful social, fun, exciting community, as opposed to some of the older ways of dominance and submissiveness and all of that. And of course that still is involved, and I think that's a cool, fun part of it. But I think if we could inspire the new folks who want to get into it to feel confident to do it, and then encourage and hope that the people who have been doing it a long time will be open and willing to accept those new people in and show them the way and show them that everyone can be dogs and we all get to be together and it's magical. I think that's my opinion.
Yeah, and so on that note, if you were to ask me what's one thing that I would tell someone to getting into pup play is, don't necessarily think that you have to accept what you see in your local community, because you have the power to shape your community just the same as anybody else does.
Yep.
I call them the pillars of pup play, and the third is, you don't need gear to be a pup. Everybody can pup play. And finally, there's no wrong way to pup play. That third pillar, it's said, it's spoken, it's people swear by it until you go out into the events that don't really truly feel welcoming for the ace trans pup. Well, that ace trans pup could be the catalyst for making a community in their area that is welcoming to the ace and the trans pups. So don't accept what you see in your community. You can be a leader that changes that too.
Absolutely.
And that's what we did. So
yeah, we saw that there was deficits and need for change, and that there was more opportunity for more exciting stuff, and we just decided to make it happen. And it's really been incredible what we've been able to do. So we're really happy about it.
Oh, well, that just sounds amazing, and I love what you guys are doing, and want to find out more in a minute.
Yes.
But when
we
you
have a whole written down list of all the things we're going to do.
good.
So we'll get to that question.
Well, just real quick on this one, when you think about everyone's health and everything, and I know a lot of people out there have a lot of, mental issues and everything, and sometimes this is a way to get away from it for a while. What has it done for your all's mental wellness?
for me, I would say that it really helped me overcome some personal insecurities about my own body, which being able to put on the hood and bare myself, take off a shirt in public and see that actually other people found me attractive when for years I didn't feel that way. That was really nice and empowering. And then, sometimes if I just need to relax, you put on the hood and relax. Unfortunately, nowadays, we almost need to get out of town to truly. But yeah, that's definitely. So just, a good relaxation too.
Yeah.
And I mean, I sort of touched on that earlier where, like I said, I put the hood on and my shoulders relax and I can take a deep breath. And, I've been known to sleep all night in my hood overnight and, go with my friends and lay in a pile and just be a dog. And it's such an anxiety, really, security blanket. And,
yes.
And I mean, the person I am now, if I met the person I am now 2 years ago, I wouldn't believe you that they're the same person. It's completely changed my life. Completely. For the better.
I want to find out about events going on in Phoenix. Tell me about
Yes. We've got a lot. So it's kind of started we celebrated a year in January of December. Yeah, we celebrated 1 year in December. Sorry. Again, I'm terrible with dates. And that's Pup Yoki, which is our karaoke night event that we do every single Monday at The Rock. I host it, so I host it every week. And I had already been hosting the karaoke night in drag, because drag is my day job, but or my night job. But I had already been hosting it for a while, and I noticed that the dogs needed a place to come and gather. And I said, why not throw the dog hood on and invite some of the pups out to Puppyoki? And now that's become like our major weekly event where we see, on average 20 to 30 and upwards of 50, 60 pups sometimes coming out every Monday to come sing with us.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's what started the Midnight Howl, which is our business. And that's where we raise a glass at midnight and we howl at the moon together. And it's become sort of a big pillar of our events in Phoenix.
Yeah, and I in December, that same December, because remember this started almost at the same time. That same December, I organized an ice skating, and specifically, I wanted to organize something that was for people who are not really comfortable at the leather bar where what happens, and who maybe you want to get out of the dark red lights and into the light, and who are under 21. So like I said, let's ice skate, and we didn't have a huge turnout. It was just a handful, but it was a start. And so when Zeus and I came together, the next thing we started working on was a regular 18 plus, not at the bar events. We call it Pups Out and About. It's about to have its 1 year party.
Yes, we're celebrating 1 year of Pups Out and About this weekend.
So depending on when this airs, it might have already happened, but our 1 year anniversary of Pups Out and About, and they're just there for anyone 18 years and older. They're held in public places like parks.
We've done the movies.
We rented out a movie theater last summer. We have an ice skating rink rented out completely for this June. We've gone to the lake, and these events are really great because they're a little bit slower. There's not loud music playing. There is.
It could be 18 plus because we're not in a bar.
Yeah, we're not in bars, so the 18 plus pups come out. And so, but what we found also is that there's a lot of pups, not only the ones that don't exactly love the leather bar setting, which can be very overwhelming, especially if you're ace, if you are in a committed relationship. But dark bars, if you are uncomfortable with crowds, if you're uncomfortable with music. So getting events out of the bars was huge for our community building, because not only did we find and give a home to all of the 18 plus pups, we also gave a home to all the people who just didn't like
We didn't want to go to the bar.
to the bar. And that was a huge for community building. And then at the Pup Sound Valley is when we really started going ham with our puppy gear loaner program, which was also a huge part of growing our community. So
Yeah, which is crazy.
we just kept that up until October when.
Yeah, and then a couple months went by. We were doing really well with that, and we wanted to go into our next phase, which was Bark After Dark, which is our pup night that we do once a month at the Rock on Saturdays, and that's kind of now become our biggest event. We just had our one this last weekend with 300 people coming out to see us for our party. 300 people coming out to see our party, and it's go-go's and dancing and out-of-town DJs and guests, and it's a big blowout party. We take over the whole bar. There's a mosh space. There's a ball pit. There's a big patio where everyone hang out. There's a dance room, of course, with the go-go dancers and the DJs, and it's really amazing.
Free photo booth. Everybody.
Free photo booth. Yeah.
Everybody knows Bark After Dark happened because Instagram's flooded with photo booth pictures.
Yeah.
At the beginning of everything. Yeah, and it's funny, we wrote down like a to-do list, like here's how we thought we could build an amazing community in January of last year, and Bark After Dark was the not Bark After, improvements to or a new pup night was on the list, because we wanted to make a more accessible, more friendly pup night.
Because when we started, there was only the one pup night at the leather bar, and that didn't cover all the bases. So we wanted to make sure we could do something bigger and better, and I think we did.
But then the last thing that was on our list is my second ever event actually wasn't in Phoenix. It was in Los Angeles, and it was one of the LA Puppy Pride, or the LA Puppy Weekend celebration events. That was my second ever event, and I made great friends there, which was so rewarding, and I still connect with them. In fact, like a handful of them came from LA to Phoenix this past weekend for Bark After Dark. We had 20 people have brunch in the house this weekend. It's crazy. What I really loved how it brought people together. So we went with the third person on our team, who's Lexi, to the LA Puppy Pride weekend last November, and we said, yeah, we want to do this here. So on the first
drum roll, our biggest new thing that we're excited about.
The first weekend of May, we are organizing a whole weekend of Puppy Play celebration. We're involving 4 different venues, and we are hosting the first ever Arizona Puppy Contest. So we're going to have our first title holder puppy. We've got a lot of community support. We have disqualified ourselves from running so that we can make sure there's space for other people. Really focused on the community,
because that's what it's always been about for us, is bringing together the community and inspiring leadership. And we hope through the AZ Puppy Weekend and the AZ Puppy Contest, we can not appoint new leaders, because we're not going to stop, but we can encourage everybody who's applying to feel empowered to join us. And whoever happens to win or get first alternate, or I hope everybody who chooses to compete and sign up, they can all be encouraged to use that as a community kind of launch pad for whatever ideas they want to contribute. And that's what we're really excited about finding with our AZ Puppy.
But it's so crazy because, Zeus pointed out, again, there was one monthly event when we became pups in October
2022, yeah.
And now, this month, there are 16 events on the calendar, almost one every other day. This week, there's one every day. It's insane.
Yeah, it's big.
Which gives lots of opportunities, some bar events, some non-bar events. So there has been an inspiration of leadership and get off your butt and let's do cool stuff that has happened. And what's cool about AZ Puppy Weekend is we are involving not just one, but actually 4 different venues, 4 different bars. And you know, if you talk to people when we started, there was only one bar that even would let pups in, and we were able to build our entire neighborhood, which is Melrose here in Phoenix, now welcomes
If you
and
go to
wants
a gay bar, whether it's a pup night or not, you're going to see a puppy somewhere in the room,
Yep.
just
Yeah.
because our community has grown that much and has
That is awesome.
grown to feel comfortable in our spaces. So
And
we're
so
really
they're
grateful
all
for that.
involving themselves in this AZ Puppy Weekend. They all get one event, and it's so much fun.
It's going to be so epic. We're so excited.
Well, it
Yeah.
sounds
But
like
they're-
I need to make a plans to take a vacation to Phoenix.
Yes, come see us the first weekend of May because we've got Friday, 2 events on Saturday and 1 event on Sunday. So it's going to
Well,
be a fun.
unfortunately, May I'm going to Galveston for their puppy weekend, so I'll be in Texas.
Ah, okay.
well, we're always going.
There's
it
always
might get a little hot for a while.
yeah. And like we said, there's something to do pretty much every weekend. So if you find yourself in Phoenix, we will make sure you have a great time. That's for
Well,
sure.
I know you mentioned a pup hood loaner program. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, so while we were kind of developing our vision, there's Pup Zeus, who is I think it's the front man for the Dog Park Dissidents rock band.
Hmm.
You know, the rock band that plays in Pup Hoods, and our queer as fuck too. Oops, I didn't mean to say that. Our queer as fuck too.
I already said fuck, it's fine.
So he wrote this tweet, and I'm going to kind of basically paraphrase it. He said, "If you can go on AliExpress and get a pup hood for $15, we can keep saying that you don't need gear to be a pup, but it helps. So give a twink a puppy face for a night." And so we went out and we put $100 each where our mouth is, and we put together a bag of pup hoods. And over the course of the year, we started replacing, you know, the AliExpress Chinese pup hoods with Mr. S leather and Mr. Bear leather hoods. That now we have 3 suitcases full of hoods that go out to events. If somebody is curious, if somebody wants to try on a hood for the first time, we can measure their head, give them a properly fitting hood, and say, "Go be a dog for a night." We have a little
we have a little spiel that we
Yeah.
give of here's how you be a
Nice.
dog. You have a little pause. Here's how you communicate. Make sure you speak loud and be exaggerated with your expressions. And we
Yes.
teach them how to be a dog a little bit and pat them on the head and send them off to be a dog for a little while. And
Yep.
it's been a really cool way
Wow.
for us to
And it's
really grow our community in a
it's been
huge way.
insane because we really started in February. Though like our 1 and 2 loaners are actually like Binks is one of them. He used my old hood on his first night out, and you know, but once we got the loaner program going, which was really February until the end of the year, we put hoods on 104 individual people, of which around 60% went out and bought their own hoods and stayed an active member of our community. And we are
And a big part of how we did that, which is something we've not really even talked about, is we moderate a group chat in Phoenix with a couple other amazing pup leaders in our community that we've come in. It started with us because of the Hood Loaner program. We wanted a place where if people tried on one of our hoods, we could put them into kind of a group message with us that we could sort of continue to answer questions and connect them with the community. And that was called the Bark Park. And that started as sort of our way to stay connected with our hood loaner pups. But now it's kind of grown into our puppy social network here in Phoenix with over 350 members now, I think, at least close to 350 members.
It's 370.
370 this week. Okay, so yeah, a lot more than 350.
Yeah,
and it's become sort of our main resource hub on Telegram, and it's you know, you have to submit to get it.
You do have to be a local.
You have to be a local to get involved.
But external drama.
Yes. And it has a bunch of different resources like event channel. It has a support group channel if you need to have support. There's a fitness channel. There's a video game channel. So it's a really cool way that we turned that into sort of a way to connect with our community that we were starting to grow, and now it is the community, and so we're really proud of the Bark Park.
That's
I have a final thought on the Hood Loaner program, though, is like, you know, to have people say, "Oh, you create all these pups." No, like like the pups that we create are the ones that like, you know, we basically are alpha to. We have 3 that joined our pack through us getting them involved. But we say that if you're going to come up to us and ask to borrow a hood, you're already 80%, yeah, you're already 80% of the way there. Let us help you take the last step.
Yeah.
And that means that we found, you know, it's 150 people now. If we found 150 people in a year, every community has all of these potential pups that just, if you go get a $15 hood on AliExpress and give a twink a dog face for a night, as Xerxes says,
Or give anybody a head. They don't even have to be a twink.
yeah, no, and it is anybody.
He just said
yeah,
a twink in the tweet.
I'm just quoting the tweet. Yeah, I'm just quoting the tweet. But the point being is that, you know, anybody, and it has been people of all ages, of all shapes, of all sizes, and some amazing people that have become our friends because they said, yeah, I'll borrow a hood from you. So yeah,
it's been really awesome. We're really excited about all the stuff we do.
Oh,
It's really great.
that's something to be very, very proud of. So great job, you guys. I love it. So now comes a point where you get to ask somebody a question that I interview next. So what do you think you would want to know from them?
well, we talked about this, and so we're gonna make the question almost a challenge for what we do in their community, and we're gonna say, what are you doing to make puppy play more accessible in your community?
Okay, and that's a fair question to ask.
Yeah, because you know that's a big thing for us is we always wanted to grow and build and excite and invigorate our community. So, you know, sort of like Maya said, as sort of a challenge and as sort of a honest question, we'd love to see what other communities are doing to make puppy play more accessible wherever they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming I may get the same answer or I might get 2 answers on this one. This came from Alpha Pup Templar out of Anaheim, California.
Templar.
I love them. Yeah.
Templar was the first person to say hi to me when I was at that event in LA, my second ever puppy event. He was the first person to say hi to me. So hi, Templar.
That's awesome.
He wanted to know on a scale of 1 to 10, how evil are squeaky toys?
Oh my God. That's a great question. And as a true brat, I'm going to say 110 because if I want to piss off my boyfriend, I have a squeaky toy in my nightstand that I will absolutely use to annoy the crap out of him. So yeah, I love it. It's a great question.
There's a competition. There's a model competition here in Phoenix where for a while squeaky toys were banned because they get so loud, and it was supposed to be audience applause, but the dogs would bring squeaky toys when the pup ran. So they're absolutely evil, but they're awesome. We have to include them. So, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that's a hilarious question. I love that.
Yeah,
you went a very different direction with our question. That's awesome.
So and I'm assuming you guys have a lot of different social media between the 2 of you all, but if other folks wanted to reach out to you, throw out a few of them, but send them to me as well, and I'll make sure all of them are included on the video.
Absolutely. I'm my main social platforms. I'm on Instagram and X or Twitter, and I am Pup Zeus on both. So I am Pup Zeus at I am Pup Zeus, and spell it correctly. It's Zeus. Nobody knows how to spell my name. Same with this one.
So on all of the major social media platforms, Pup Myah, PUP_MYAH. But I am going to make a plug for Bark After Dark because the Bark After Dark Party on Instagram is a awesome channel that keeps you up to date of all the stuff that is happening at the Bark After Dark Party. Official photos, videos and sizzle reels, announcements about our upcoming themes and our upcoming DJs, our community organizations that we benefit with our prize ticket sales and all that stuff. And it's also what we're going to, or it's also where we are talking about AZ Puppy Weekend. So Bark After Dark Party, and that way, if you're ever coming to Phoenix, you know you're planning to make a trip for whatever reason, you can follow that and find out when our upcoming parties are. So
okay,
yeah,
awesome. Well, Any last words from both of you two?
I guess my last words would be to sort of summarize a lot of the words I've said today in the interview is pup play has really changed my life. And if you have any, if anyone listening has any doubts or any curiosity or any reason to believe you might want to be a pup one day, just do it. And you will find that this community is beautiful and amazing. And even despite, you know, there's going to be challenges no matter where you go, you know, and there's going to be people you don't get along with or people you don't see eye to eye with, and, you know, blah, 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 blah. You're going to find that in every community, but overwhelmingly, Pup Play is this beautiful, special place where, like I said, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I was unrecognizable compared to how I am now. And that is because of finding my family, my chosen family, my Alpha Maya, and that's led me, of course, to find my boyfriend, my amazing boyfriend. His name is Cody. We've been dating now, and I met him through the pup community, and all of my friends, all 12 members of our pack. It's changed my life, and you can find that too if you're out there. And I hope you can find how beautiful the pup community is. And on top of that, if you see that your pup community in your city or your town or your state is not what you want it to be, make it what you want it to be.
Yes.
Go out there and make it happen. Find your local bar and say, hey, can we host an event here? Can we host a gathering here? Can I bring a couple friends? Make a group chat of your own and include everybody. Be radically inclusive. And you will find that your community will explode. And you will love.
You don't need a bar. A park works too.
Yep, you can just go to the park. That's where we started. That's where we started.
As kind of a closing word for me, like I would definitely encourage. I would, what Zeus said about just openness to even the people who might be a little bit backwards. Anytime you put more than 5 people in a room, there's going to be someone who might want to bring drama, somebody who you might disagree with. But if you put your heart and soul into welcoming them and appreciating them, even if you disagree, you're going to have a great space. And I would definitely encourage people to dare to lead, even if it can sometimes be hard. And if you hear something that doesn't make sense, reach out to that person and talk to them before you make a judgment. That would definitely have like reduced some of the stress, some of the only negative stress that we've dealt with in the last year and a half would have been solved by somebody asking a question before drawing a conclusion. So I would challenge anybody who hears something weird that doesn't make sense to like reach out before they draw their own conclusions. So
awesome.
And remember, play is fun and amazing. So come be a dog and howl at somebody. It's great. Bark.
I have had an amazing time getting to learn a little bit about you guys. You guys seem to be amazing in your community, and I absolutely love that.
We really try. We really love our community.
We really
love it. We love it.
We love.
Well, I know this won't be the last time, so I know we'll be talking again soon.
Yes, sounds amazing. Come out and see us in Phoenix.
Yes.